Folks, 65,000 miles on my 2020 Tesla Model Y long range. Taking it across the country. I now have a baby with another on the way, taking a cross-country road trip with a baby in the back. We've had different wraps and paint protection films on the car. We added the acceleration boost. We have wheels from Unplugged Performance. We have suspension and camber arms from Unplugged Performance. We've done a lot to this thing, and I'm going to cover it all today, including wear and tear, battery degradation, and then any changes that have happened to the new models. That way, if you're shopping for a used car, I'm going to give you some information as the years progressed as to why you'd want one year over the other. So we're going to start with the exterior of the car and talk about wear and tear. Now, the first thing in wear and tear department that I've really noticed lately is this portion right here of the plastic. It's just really chewed up just from all the rocks hitting it, coming off of the front wheels, and that's kind of expected. There's nothing you can really do to protect this. What you can do is put paint protection film. Now, I have a satin paint protection film that I got from Dynamic Tint from Expel. Dynamic Tint is in Tempe, Arizona. If you need film, or you can see he even wrapped the roof here with a paint protection film. And then also this is S-Tech. This is a paint protection film, but it's a fashion film with that design. But Tint, that's the place to go if you're in Arizona. Now, if you don't want to get it all over your car because it's expensive, which I totally understand, you do want to get it in this portion right here, because this is a high impact area. You can really chip the paint of your car, but because I had this film on here, it's protected it and kept it perfect. The other thing we want to talk about is tires. People say, oh, EVs are heavy and they wear the tires out. And that's true. If you drive it aggressively, it's going to wear your tires. So it's really important to keep your tires rotating. These Hankook Ion Evo all-season tires, this is a new size that they just released for the factory size Tesla Model Y 20-inch wheels. These specific wheels are the same size as factory, but because they're forged, they're 11 pounds lighter in each corner. They're also stronger, and the offset is 35, meaning tire wheel moves 10 millimeters this way, as opposed to where the factories are 10 millimeters more inward. But the tire size is the same. 255/40 R20s. So I think this is a great tire to replace yours with. I got about 36,000 miles out of my factory tires. And then from there, I went to the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tire, which is a high performance summer tire. It's a good tire. I don't recommend it for the long range Y if you're just going to be driving on the street. You get great performance out of it, but it's very loud and it's harsh. This is very quiet, soft, and efficient, so I think this is a great tire. Now, as far as wear and tear in other places, headlights, again, they're in perfect shape because we were able to put a paint protection film over the top of those, and there's really been no issues. I haven't been in any accidents or hit anything that's damaged the car, so overall, the exterior of mine is in nice shape. Now, people talk about panel gaps and things like that. I've gotten tired of that. I think the Model Y and the Model 3 are very well built right now. I think the Model S is probably the worst of them in terms of build quality. They have issues with the latches, the sensors in the self-presenting door handles have issues. I think if you're getting a 3 or a Y, build quality issues are kind of a thing of the past. What they're talking about is gaps like this here can be uneven in areas. My thing is, I think it's from people who had never cared about their car before, are now buying an expensive car or more expensive car than they had purchased in the past. And then they're hyper analyzing every little thing. Whereas people have said, oh, the paint color on the front bumper is different than on the body panel because it goes from a plastic to a metal. And on my Focus ST, that was the same thing. There was a more purple hue as opposed to the blue. So this is something that happens with other cars, but people aren't paying attention, and now they're hyper obsessed with their car. So Tesla is under extreme scrutiny. The other thing to talk about is the recalls. This has been a big thing lately. I've gotten texts from many people. They don't text me for anything positive about Tesla. It's just hey, the car is getting recalled. For any recall, I think there's been 2 on this. It's been a software update. So just like when your phone, you get that little red notification and the software update's available, it's the same for this. So at night, connects to Wi-Fi at home, and it runs the update in 20 minutes and it's done. I've never had to take it to Tesla for a recall. I owned a Porsche Macan. I bought it with 4 open recalls. It took me a month to get into service, and it took them 2 days to get the recalls taken care of. It's a huge pain in the ass, and Tesla has the advantage of having incredible software and over-the-air updates to handle all of that remotely. Another subtle upgrade for your car would be these mud flaps here. So these ones are from Lay's Fit. I'll have them linked in the description. There's another one from Vion, and Vion is another great aftermarket company. These will keep rocks and other road debris from chipping up and hitting the back of your car. I still recommend having some film just in this section right here to keep that protected. But mud flaps, very cheap, easy to install. I'll have those linked in the description. Now, as we come on to the interior of the car, we're going to talk more about wear and tear. People have also noticed this carbon fiber dashboard that's from Fusion Motorsports. Again, all that stuff will be linked in the description. What I like about this though is it's a real carbon fiber piece using Tesla's OEM underpinnings. So it's really nice. It won't peel up like the one that you're seeing on your screen. I saw this one the other day and I just thought, man, I'm happy I got the one I did because the covers are not good. Moving down to the floor mats, these are from 3D Mats. These are their Premier series. These are excellent. You can also see that they make a rubberized one. So the rubberized one is good. This is really good. It just depends if you want carpet or rubber. The carpet ones are more expensive, and I have a discount code for them in the description. Now, what's been most impressive is the steering wheel. So the steering wheel, I clean it maybe once a year using the Hydrosilex interior cleaner, and you can see that it still has that matte finish to it. And you know I've been a pig. I've got McDonald's sitting in the center cup holder right now. So I've been a pig and I've had fries in here and I've eaten in the car even though I said you shouldn't. And the steering wheel is still in great shape in comparison to other luxury vehicles that have the leather steering wheels. This is some type of vegan leather. I don't know what that means, but either way, it's really durable and has been held up nicely. Also, this video is brought to you by Vion.Parts. They've been an excellent partner on the channel, and they released these upgraded cup holders for the Model 3 and Y. You can see here it comes in black, pink, gray, and white. Unique colors, it's well built, and it kind of grips your cup better to give you more flexibility so it doesn't wobble around in the cup holder. And if some of it spills over, it just goes into this, which is easy to wash out. So head on over to Vion.Parts as it's linked in the description. Use code Gjeebs at checkout and save 10% off your order, along with free shipping over $29. Another great thing that they have is this USB-C to Lightning or USB-C to USB-C if you have the new iPhone, which has a rotating LED light on it. They make high quality parts for Teslas, and I can't recommend them enough. Now, probably the largest concern that you have is going to be wear and tear on the seats, and especially on the white seats. People have said, I don't want to get the white seats because I have kids. Well, I have kids, okay? Not an issue. The only real issue that I've seen, and this happened at like 30,000 miles, is this cracking right along here, but it's all kind of stayed the same since then. Cleaning the seats is very easy. I've already showed videos on that. And even into the back seats, I got pumpkins from a pumpkin patch at one point. They were muddy. I just threw them on the back seats, and the seats are fine. They clean up very easy. They're very durable. One thing I've come to learn about this car, and for some reason, the Model Y, I've always taken care of my cars. I always hand wash them, get paint protection film. I just enjoy that. With the Tesla, I still do that stuff, but I'm not as worried about it. It's just more of a utility vehicle. By the way, there's guns going off. I don't know what's happening over there. I guess there's a war happening, but so the car is very durable. I've just kind of felt that all along with it, even into the trunk here. I don't worry that much about what's going on. Now on the newer models, this is all carpet, so they've changed that. Even the seat back covers I have here protecting it. You can see when I fold the seats down and they're sitting flat, I'm able to slide things easy over them. So really all I've done is just protected the carpet so it doesn't get frayed in any way. And other than that, it's just been a really durable vehicle, and I don't think you need to over worry about it. Just use it as you need to, clean it later, and it's all good. Insurance on my Model Y costs $145 a month, and that is through State Farm, and that's full coverage. So that's zero deductible glass. I broke a windshield, I broke roof. Windshield's $1,300, roof is $1,600, and both of those cost me $0 because I had zero deductible glass coverage in Arizona. I will say that my agent called me and said, we're gonna have to review your account and possibly drop you because they were gonna lose money on me. So it was actually nice. Oh my God, look at that E63 wagon. Wow! With Christmas lights on the roof. God, that's cool. So that's what it's cost. My agent said we're gonna have to drop you because we're losing money on you. So it was nice for an insurance company to just admit that they are strictly there for profit and not to help you. And while I was on the phone with her, I go, but like a good neighbor. And she started to laugh, and then she never brought it up again. So I'm still with State Farm, no issues, and that's what it costs me every month. So the windshield and roof can be expensive to replace if you didn't have that coverage. You would hit even $1,000 deductible from covering either of those. I did also get the acceleration boost upgrade on this, and I got that for free because of referral points. I recommend just trying to get a referral and then doing it that way, because for $2,000, that's a lot of money. I can't say that I think it's worth that, even though it does add a lot of power. And the difference is after 30 miles per hour, there's just a hit of extra power as opposed to it dropping off a little bit. That's really the main difference that I can feel. And it's just a cool upgrade that's fully done. You still get your same warranty. It doesn't change anything like that. You just add more power to the car, and your acceleration goes from 4.8 to 4.2 seconds to 60. So the good thing you don't have to worry about with Model Ys is a heat pump. Even starting in 2020, they all came with a heat pump, which lets electric vehicles run more efficiently in cold weather. What you do want to notice though, starting in 2021, they have this double paned glass that you can see here. So this is a 23 Model Y, and we're currently at EV Access. So they have a bunch of Teslas. They even have a Lucid in there. They have some incredible rental fleet. That way, if you want to try a Model Y or a Model 3 or S or X or even a Lucid, you can rent from these guys. They are awesome, and they're in Arizona. I'll have their information linked in the description. Justin was nice enough to let me come and use one of these cars for an example for the video. You can see on the interior here, the center console is a much cleaner look. You have this Alcantara trim here for your phones to rest, and it has the AMD Ryzen chip. So if you're shopping for a used Tesla and you're not sure if it has the faster processor, which this does, all you have to do is go into software and then click additional vehicle information, and that will show you everything. You also notice it says full self-driving computer. That doesn't mean it has full self-driving, it just means it has the capability, but the AMD Ryzen chip is a nice upgrade. The question though is, how much of a difference does that make? So we're gonna do a little test right now, a little side-by-side to show you the difference between the two. So we're gonna do a quick test here. I'm gonna click phone, music, camera, and then I'm gonna go to the map and scroll around, and we're gonna see if there's any latency differences between the two. Phone, music, camera, exit. Then here's on the screen. Comparing between the both of those, I think I maybe saw a difference in the transition going from app to app in loading. But overall, the way you're going to be using this mainly is by clicking on these apps and then possibly moving around the screen. So I didn't notice a huge difference there. There might be a bigger difference when you're gaming or something on the car. And the other thing I will say is the one thing that was annoying me about my Model Y over time was the cameras. They gave it a software update which made the camera quality better, which I didn't even know was possible. So even at night, it was starting to get very orange and washed out. Now the color is excellent, and I just can't believe that they're able to do that. And again, they continue to care about the cars that they've sold and are on the road, and me having one of the original Model Ys still holds up very well to even the brand new 2023 Model Ys with an upgraded chip. Now, if you're concerned about what wheels to get, here's the difference between the two of them. These are 19-inch wheels, they just have an aftermarket cover on them. The 19-inch wheels are a little bit quieter, they give you a little bit more comfort and some more range. The 20-inch wheels may look a little bit better. You get slightly less range, slightly less comfort, but the steering response is a little bit more agile and precise. So overall, it's going to be really up to you. I think probably the 19s are the way to go for most people if they're looking for the maximum amount of comfort, but Tesla also changed their suspension dampening rate. So on this 2023 model, it has the comfort suspension. I don't know of a way that you're able to really tell if it has the comfort suspension, but I've driven them and overall they're just a little more comfortable, hence the comfort suspension. The other thing we'll notice here on the back of this, they now come with this trunk cover. Now, a lot of times these just get in the way, but there's even a shelf built in here. So this shelf is very useful in terms of keeping this to be held down, and it's magnetic. So that way when you're on a bumpy road, this isn't jittering up and down, it's just locked in with magnets. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is all carpeted now. And I've seen people complain, said, oh, well, I have dogs and they shed their hair. And like I've always said, just get rid of the dog. Okay, get rid of the dog and then you won't have any more hair on the inside of your car. Still have the sub compartment here, which is nice. The storage is just excellent in these things. And then they have the sound system up in here as well, the subs. Right? Actually, I don't even think that's a sub, there's just more speakers. But overall, the changes are very minor over time. I mean, it would take a good eye to notice them. The exteriors are all the same. The screen in the middle is all the same. So as far as which one to get and everything, if you're trying to save as much money as possible, probably the 21 models would be a good option to go with. That way you're getting some of the upgrades like the double paned glass, but the suspension is still gonna be fairly stiff. But you could go to Unplugged Performance, get a suspension like that, and the money that you saved on the initial value, you could add upgrades and make the car car a little bit more your own. So battery degradation is something that people worry about. So you can see if I drag this all the way to the end, it shows 284 miles of range on 100% charge, which is 89% of the original capacity of the car. So when I bought my Model Y new, the range was 316 miles and a 75 kilowatt hour battery. But Tesla never discloses the actual size of their batteries. I don't know why they do that. If you look to 21 or 22 models, it says an 81 kilowatt hour battery. I also got a software update, or as the public likes to call it, a recall, that gave my car 10 more extra miles of range. So I don't know if that just expanded the usable capacity of the pack. I guess it had to. And so is it 81 now or is it 75? I don't actually know because Tesla doesn't disclose that, which is annoying. But as far as I know, the size of the packs has not changed since the beginning. They do have the smaller battery packs on the standard range models that are rear wheel drive, and there's some that are all wheel drive. So it's confusing how they've changed that over time. But for the most part, the long range and the performance model have stayed consistent since 2020. Now, another minor change that they've done, you can see this is my 2020 model. This button right here is for lumbar support. So if that's important to you, that's what you need to look for when searching for a used Tesla. If you come over to the 2023 model on the passenger side, there's no button there or anything. There's no lumbar support. Overall, I've been very pleased with this car. It's been cheap to run. I told you what my insurance is. I haven't even paid it off yet because the interest rate is so low on it that the interest I'm paying is only 85 cents a day. I'm making revenue off the YouTube videos, so I just haven't even paid it off yet. I find it to be very durable. I love the performance of it. I love how efficient it is. When I say efficient, I mean this car is running on the equivalent of 2.5 to 3 gallons of gas and can go on the highway, which is the letdown, highway speeds in good conditions. You're looking at maybe 250 miles of range maximum. After that, it gets kind of iffy. And that highway range has been my #1 complaint. So if you want to see exactly what I mean by that, you need to watch this video right here. This is important as setting a precedent as to what to expect when you're going to own a Tesla Model Y. Click this video right here so you know what I'm talking about. Luckily, there's a lot of chargers, but this will be helpful.